What's going on, fam? It's your boy AP the Fragrance King, man. Look, we all got those fragrances that we reach for more than we reach for others. We all got those fragrances that we feel like when we put it on, our swag go up 10 million, right? It takes us to another level. So these fragrances become our most worn fragrances. So we end up having to go out and re-up on these fragrances once they run out because we don't ever want to be without a bottle. Well, I got 10 designer fragrances today that I want to talk to you about. These are my most worn fragrances of 2026 for the summer. These are also some of my most complimented fragrances for the summer of 2026. So if you want to know what my list look like, keep it locked. I got you covered. Let's go. All right, man, let's jump right into the list, man. First up on the list comes from the house of Versace, and I'm talking about Versace Eros Energy. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, man, but I don't really see a lot of people talking about it. It's crazy because the DNA that's within this fragrance is very, very reminiscent of Creed Aventus, which is a very, very popular DNA that gets cloned probably the most out of any other fragrance on the market today, man. The only difference is with this one, you get something a little bit different. So let's go over the notes. All right. So in Versace Eros Energy, you're going to get some lemon, lime, grapefruit, blood orange, Sicilian bergamot, mandarin orange in the top notes. And the base notes, in the middle notes, you're going to get some pink pepper, white amber, and black currant. And the base notes, you're going to get some musk, oat moss, patchouli. It's pretty much what you're going to get in Versace Eros Energy. Now, all of those notes in this particular fragrance is a recipe for success. The only difference is as it has a lemon note that's at the top, and the lemon note in here is very, very prominent. OK, so if you don't like the note of lemon, then you're probably not going to like this. However, as the fragrance begins to dry down, the lemon kind of tapers off a little bit. You can still smell it, but it's not as strong as it is in the opening. But it's a very beautiful, beautiful scent, man. If you like the Creed Aventus DNA, then you will absolutely like this. Where I think Versace Eros probably got this idea from is Club De Nuit Intense Man, the very, very original Club De Nuit Intense Man came out with. They're inspired by fragrance for Creed Aventus, and it had a very high and recognizable note of lemon, or lemon pledge cleaner, as a lot of people say in the opening notes, and a lot of people didn't like it. So Versace, in my personal opinion, probably took that and said, you know what, let me tone it down. Let me make it smoother. Let me use better and more quality ingredients and make a better product, man. And that's what they did with Versace Eros Energy. Beautiful scent. Longevity on this is 6.5 hours plus. Projection for this is pretty good too. I think the sillage is great. I think projection is probably about 2 feet, which is a lot of the fragrances on this list, man. So if you haven't got your nose on Versace Eros Energy, go out and get it. I think you can find this bottle right now for a price point of less than $100. If you shop around on some of these discounters or the Gray Market website. Versace Eros Energy coming in at my number 10 spot. All right, next up on the list. Next up is a fragrance that it really needs no introduction. It's one of the most beautiful scents really of all time, and it's made by Paco Rabanne. And I'm talking about Paco Rabanne 1 Million Lucky. Paco Rabanne 1 Million Lucky is one of those fragrances from this house that it gets a lot of love, don't get me wrong, but it's not as talked about as some of the other ones that's in the gold bottle. This is the only one that's in this color bottle, and it's beautiful, man. In this fragrance right here, you're gonna get some plum, you're gonna get some ozonic notes, you're gonna get some grapefruit, bergamot, you're gonna get some hazelnut, honey, cedar, cashmere wood, orange blossom, jasmine. In the base notes, you're gonna get amberwood, patchouli, vetiver, and oak moss. Listen, this right here is one of the most polarizing scents from the designer side of things that you ever gonna put your nose on. It's mass appealing. People actually love it. You can get at least 6.5 to 7 hours of wear out of it. Projections to my nose and from my wearing experience with this is not that great, but it's still there. The scent lingers around you. It creates a very, very nice sillage. Every time I've worn this fragrance, I've gotten a ton of compliments. And then just letting people smell it. They were unaware that this scent really even existed because they're so used to looking at the gold bars. And this one right here kind of threw them off. So I guess a lot of people didn't try it, man. But listen, 1 Million Lucky is top 2 from the house of Rabanne in this particular lineup. So if you haven't gotten your nose on them, which I'm sure a lot of you have, then go out and get your nose on 1 Million Lucky, man. This right here, you can probably pick it up right now on the gray market, anywhere from $85 to $90. All right, Paco Rabanne Lucky. That's number 9 on my list, baby. Next up on my list is a fragrance that's been around for a long time, and this fragrance right here introduced me really to the fragrance game. I mean, it ushered me into a new stratosphere when it came to fragrances, because at that particular time when I found this scent, I was looking for a signature scent. And this became my signature scent. And I'm talking about none other than Burberry Touch. All right. Burberry Touch is one of those scents that as soon as you smell it, if you smell it in the air, you smell it on somebody, you're going to absolutely love it. It's a beautiful scent. Let's talk about what you get in Burberry Touch. You're going to get some violet leaf. You're going to get some mandarin orange. You're going to get some white pepper, cedar, nutmeg, white musk, tonka bean, and vetiver is what you're going to get in this scent. Listen, this was my signature scent for at least 2 to 3 years. And every time I wore this scent, I got a lot of compliments, right? What I didn't recognize about this scent, you probably heard me say it in some of my other videos, is that for this scent on the dry down, it gets very powdery to the point where some people might mistake it for Johnson baby powder. Of course, I didn't have on Johnson baby powder, but when people used to walk in my office at work, they used to ask me if I had on baby powder, and I told them no. But come to find out, it was this particular fragrance, because when I didn't wear it, people didn't say that I had on baby powder. And that's after I had it on for hours upon hours at a time, right? But Burberry Touch is one of the most beautiful scents that has ever been created from the house of Burberry. To me, this is my favorite from the house of Burberry, Burberry Touch. With this, sillage is crazy. The sillage bubble from this is crazy. The projection is going to give you at least 3 feet, and it's going to last 10 plus hours. Burberry Touch on my skin lasts 10 plus hours, and it probably lasts even longer than that if you put it on your clothes and if your skin is properly moisturized, man. So if you haven't gotten your nose on Burberry Touch, you need to go out and get it, add it to your collection, because it's a beautiful scent. And it's going to be one of your most complimented scents. I guarantee you can find this right now probably for less than $60. Dealers like Joma Shop, Frag Flex, and stuff like that. You can probably find this for less than $60, man. And this is 100 ml for less than $60. Burberry Touch, baby. Go out and get it. All right, next up on my list is a fragrance that really does not get a lot of love from this house, because they got a whole bunch of different flankers. And I'm talking about YSL L'Homme Le Parfum. L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme and all of those fragrances really are some of the best designer releases of all time. All of those scents, maybe with the exception of maybe a few, don't get the love and don't get the hype they deserve. This one right here, definitely to me, gets slept on. And I don't know why, because maybe people really like the original L'Homme EDT better than this. But I don't know why. They definitely smell the same, or they smell similar enough to where you go out and get this one. And the reason why I say go out and get this one is because it's going to last you a lot longer. What you're going to get in L'Homme Le Parfum, you're going to get ozonic notes. You're going to get some cardamom, lemon, geranium, violet leaf, basil. You're going to get some wood, cedar essence, and some vetiver. It's pretty much what you're going to get in L'Homme Le Parfum. Beautiful scent. So if you like the original L'Homme EDT, which was my second signature scent that I started wearing at the Burberry Touch, if you like that, then you're absolutely going to love this. Now, I know the house of YSL has kind of played around with the formulas over the course of the last 10 years or so. They played around with the formulas, and a lot of people complain about the batch weaknesses that come from some of these fragrances, right? Like, I could tell you just from my nose, the EDT version of this does not smell how it used to smell when I first started rocking it. It was a compliment machine. It's still a compliment machine, but I feel like it doesn't last as long, okay? Longevity for this, I would say about 6.5 to 7 hours, which is good for this type of fragrance, right? Now, for the price point, I still think for what you get for this, you're still paying a little bit more than what you should be paying. I feel like if you can find this on the gray market for like $70, that's a great deal for this fragrance, man. Beautiful scent. I love it. I'll always have a bottle of this in my collection along with the EDT, man. L'Homme Le Parfum. So if you're going to have to choose between this one and the EDT, I would say go with this one because it's going to last you a little bit longer and you get a little bit more bang for your buck. All right. L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent Le Parfum. All right. Next up on the list is a fragrance that you're probably not going to be able to find unless you look up and you can find it on eBay or something like that. But the reason why I have this on the list is because every time I've worn it, I've gotten a lot of compliments and people wanted to know what I had on. And what am I talking about, man? This is a discontinued fragrance. I'm talking about L'Homme La Nuit de L'Homme Frozen Cologne. Listen, beautiful scent. If you want to know the difference between this and the OG, the original La Nuit de L'Homme, the EDT version of this, is that this one does not have the cardamom note in there, right? I can't, right off the top of my nose, I can't figure out what it is that they put in here, but they took the cardamom note out of this one. They left the cardamom note in the other one. I'm gonna put it up on the screen and I'll let you know what they replaced this with. But this is a beautiful scent, man. So you get all of the same elements that you get from the original, except with this one, I kind of get a more mintier version of the original, almost to where like they put it in the freezer. It's almost like they put this in the freezer and then they took it out and then, you know, they sprayed it. I don't want to spray too much of this because it's discontinued, but you get the drift, man. So it's an icy, more mintier version of the original. And if you ask me, this one right here is more wearable outside in the heat of the day. The other one is a date night staple. Leave that one, save that one for nighttime. This one right here is a date night staple, man. So La Nuit de L'Homme is beautiful. Go out, grab it if you can find it. I found this one at a shop that's local, man. A guy had it and he was selling it for a crazy amount, $200 or whatever it is. I was able to talk him down to $160 and I was able to pick this fragrance up. So beautiful scent, man. The longevity for this is better than the OG. OG, I think I get about 3 to maybe 4 hours. With this one, you can get squeeze out about 5 or 6 hours. Projection for this is not that great. Probably about 1 foot to 1.5 feet. You can get away with. But that's the only knock on this fragrance, man. Other than that, the scent profile is top tier, 10 out of 10. And the, like I said, if you can find it for a great price, go out and get it, man. It's right here, La Nuit de L'Homme Frozen Cologne. If you've never heard of it, go out and do your research on it. This is discontinued by YSL. I don't know why they discontinued. Beautiful scent. All right. So next fragrance up on the list needs no introduction, man. And this particular fragrance is another one of those fragrances that every time I've worn it, I've gotten a lot of compliments, man. And I'm talking about Prada Black, right? By the house of Prada. Now, this particular line has a bunch of different flankers to it. They got Luna Rossa Ocean. They got Luna Rossa all of this. And this is Prada Black. Prada Black, to me, doesn't really get a lot of love. But out of all of those scents, I think this one is the most mass appealing one. This is the one that you can get away with rocking this on date nights and stuff like that, man. It's beautiful. What you're going to get in Prada Black is you're going to get some bergamot. You're going to get some angelica, patchouli. You're going to get some coumarin. You're going to get amber and musk is what you're going to get in Prada Black. And this thing right here is a beautiful, beautiful aromatic scent in the air. People smell. Projection for this is going to be crazy. 3+ feet. The longevity for this, you can get away with about 8 to 8.5 hours of wear out of this. And you can get this for a great price, man. Whether you buy retail, which I don't recommend. If you can find this on the gray market, you probably get this for about $65 to $70. All right, $65, $70. Prada Black, one of those scents that falls within that heavy grapefruit and ginger category, but beautiful scent, man. Louis Vuitton laments say, look, I don't even have that much left. It's only a little bit left, man. I'm trying to save this little bit because there's been rumors that's floating around out there that Louis Vuitton is running low on their product. I don't know what that's about, you know. So it's like either you buy a full bottle or you just wait until they can get the stuff in that they can refill it with, man, which I don't understand that. If they make the fragrance themselves, I don't understand why they run a low with it, but it's been like that for Lovers and Louis Vuitton Imagination as well. But anyway, Le Mystique, man, what did you get in Le Mystique? You get grapefruit, bergamot, ginger, rosemary, sage, geranium. You get some water notes, ambroxan, and amber and labdanum is what you get in Le Mystique. Now, with Le Mystique, there's a whole bunch of fragrances out there on the market that is reminiscent of Le Mystique. Actually, I take that back. Reminiscent of the ginger and grapefruit DNA, or they utilizes the ginger and grapefruit DNA. You got Suspiria Vibrato, you have Bulgari Tiger, you know, you got Ingenious Ginger, you got all of those fragrances that's within the same wheelhouse, the same lane as Le Mystique. And then those fragrances have spawned a ton of inspired by fragrances that we'll get into in another video. But with Louis Vuitton Le Mystique, it opens beautiful with that ginger and that bergamot, and then you get that beautiful grapefruit scent. I can tell you that out of all of the ginger and grapefruit combinations, I like Le Mystique better. I like Le Mystique better than I like Tiger. I like Le Mystique better than I like Vibrato and Ingenious Ginger. I just like this DNA better. I feel like it's more mass appealing. I feel like you can dress this up, you could dress it down, you can wear it in the summertime, you can also wear it in the fall and the wintertime, and I think that's what makes Le Mystique unique. Louis Vuitton, to me, is one of the best, if not the best, designer fragrance house on the market. The only knock is, for these fragrances, you're gonna pay a hefty penny. Buying them straight up, and you can't find them on any gray market, you're gonna pay anywhere from $360 to $380 for these fragrances, and then you get $100 off when you go back to refill. And that's what I'm waiting on right now, man. Oh yeah, and they won't refill it until you use everything that's in the bottle. So I got to use this so I can go get a refill whenever they get it in stock. So that's the only reason why I'm holding on to this, man. But you're gonna get at least 8 hours of wear out of Le Mystique. Projection for this is amazing. The whole nine, the sillage bubble is amazing. I put this on one day, and I think I did like 8 or 9 sprays, and I aired out my building. Everybody that walked up the stairwell, everybody and their mama could smell this fragrance. And I got a ton of compliments, man. But I still didn't like the fact that everybody was coming to my office and saying, "What's that you got on today?" I ain't like it because I felt like at that point it was too much, man. So now if I put 8 sprays on first thing in the morning, I kind of give myself a like 10 or 15 minute window where I'm like outside or whatever to give it time to dry down. But it's a beautiful scent. I just didn't like all the attention that came from it. So if you somebody that like attention, then put Le Mystique on, do about 8 sprays. If you're doing less than 8 sprays with your fragrances anyway, I don't know what you're doing. Who gonna smell it? You? I don't know, man. But anyway, Louis Vuitton Le Mystique, 360 to 380 range. Go grab it. All right, next up on the list is a fragrance that is new, that was just released a few months ago. And ever since it's been released, it's turned heads, man. And I'm talking about YSL MYSLF EDT Intense. YSL MYSLF EDT Intense. This fragrance has quickly become my favorite from that lineup. Out of the MYSLF lineup, this is my favorite. Because what it did to me, to my nose, is it took all of the ones that came before it, the EDT, the EDP, or the EDP, and the Le Parfum and the Le Absolute, and combine them, and they came up with this. Now, don't get it twisted. It says EDT Intense, and I know a lot of people saying, well, if it's EDT, then it doesn't last that long. I don't know about you, but on my skin, this fragrance right here gives me at least 6.5 to 7 hours, which is decent for an EDT style fragrance, right? The scent profile for this is a mixture between the three. You're definitely gonna get some fruits and some citruses. And the scent profile for this, like I said, is to me is bar none as it compares to the other ones. What you're gonna get in here officially is you're gonna get some bergamot, orange blossom, amber fix, patchouli, and you're gonna get some white musk. The other ones, I don't think that they have the white musk. I would have to go back and get my nose on them and look at the note breakdown, but I don't remember white musk being in there. Now, what's unique, or not even unique, what's the same across the board for this fragrance versus the other one, is that you're always gonna get that orange blossom note and the patchouli. And I think the white musk in here sets this apart from the other ones. It makes this scent right here more wearable. So out of all of them, this right here is the most wearable one, even more wearable than the EDP. And this is the most versatile one, and it's the most mass appealing one. All right. This fragrance right now runs for about $150. I have not been able to find this on discounters at the gray market anywhere. So I ended up having to pay retail for this, which was 150 bucks. But to me, it's well worth it, man. This is an easy grab and go, a thankless fragrance that you can pick out of your lineup and put it on, and you're going to smell good and you're going to get a lot of compliments. This is one of my most worn fragrances for 2026. Look at the dent that I have in there already. And I only had this for less than a month. All right. YSL MYSLF EDT Intense. Go get it if you haven't already. All right, next up on the list needs no introduction, man. I took this fragrance with me on vacation and absolutely turned heads. And I'm talking about Beau. Beau Le Parfum by Jean Paul Gaultier. Right? Beau Le Parfum by Jean Paul Gaultier is absolutely stunning. I know a lot of people like Paradise Garden, and they probably feel like Paradise Garden is a more wearable fragrance. But to me, I like this, man. And I have both. I have the Paradise Garden and I have this one. To me, this one is deeper, richer, right? So what you're going to get in Beau Le Parfum is you're going to get some pineapple. You're going to get some iris. You're going to get some ginger, cypress. You're going to get coconut. You're going to get some woods, tonka beans, sandalwood, amber, and ambergris. I can tell you that any fragrance that you got sandalwood in, you can go ahead and give me that fragrance right now, because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna like the scent profile. And then you add in the coconut, the pineapple, the iris, and the ginger. This to me is one of the most unique scent profiles on the market. And I say unique because, but other than the fragrances that this fragrance has inspired, you're not gonna find a lot of fragrances out there with that scent profile. Unless you go with the JPG line, and like I said, go with Beau. They have regular Beau, and then they got Beau Le Parfum Intense, and then like I said, you got the Paradise Garden lineup. This is a beautiful scent, man. Narcisse is a beautiful one too, but I think I like this even more than Narcisse. Narcisse is a little bit more on the powdery side for me. And you can find this one on discounts for about 90 bucks. This size, 100 ml for about 90 bucks. If you can get it out there for cheaper than that, grab it. Grab you a backup, whatever, man. You can rock this in the summertime, and in my personal opinion, you can rock it in the fall, depending on where you at. But I took this on vacation with me. I got stopped so many times. Jean Paul Gaultier, Beau Le Parfum, one of my most worn, one of my most complimented scents for the summer of 2026. If you don't have this in your collection, what are you waiting for, man? Beautiful scent. Projection for this is amazing. Like I said, it's going to be about 3+ feet. Longevity for this, I get about 6.5, 7 hours of wear out of it, which to me leaves a little bit more to be desired. But other than that, to me, this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. You can't go wrong with this. Easy grab and go. All right. Next up on the list is the last fragrance on the list, and I'm pretty sure y'all already know what this is. This is one of my GOAT Hall of Fame fragrances, man. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Louis Vuitton Imagination. Look at the dent in here. Had it not been for the shortage, this bottle would be gone right now. You know why? Because it's just that easy to wear. It's beautiful. It's airy. It's everything that you want in a designer fragrance that lasts all day. The projection is there. The wearability is there. The versatility is there. The sillage, everything that you want in a fragrance, this is it. This is one of those 10 out of 10 fragrances, man. It's Louis Vuitton Imagination. All right. What else can I say about this fragrance, man? With Louis Vuitton Imagination, you're going to get some citron. You're going to get some bergamot, some Sicilian orange. You're going to get Tunisian neroli. You're going to get some Nigerian ginger. You're going to get some cinnamon. You're going to get some Chinese black tea, ambroxan, gaiac wood. And you're going to get some Alabama, right, is what you get in this fragrance. I swear, man, this fragrance is love at first sniff. It's that fresh out of the shower mixed with black tea, the neroli in here. It's just a beautiful scent, man. When the wind hits you and you got this on, it's going to create a pleasant vibe for anybody that comes in contact with this scent, man. But this has been my most worn fragrance for at least 2 years. My most worn fragrance for at least 2 years. This and Lovers, I run out of those constantly and I have to re-up. Right now, I'm trying to hold on to this until I get confirmation that Louis Vuitton is done having issues with their supply. So once they're done having issues, they supply, this will be gone in quick succession, and I'll be able to go get a refill on this. Other than that, I might just have to bite the bullet and get me another bottle. Louis Vuitton Imagination, longevity, 10 plus hours, projection, 3+ feet. The sillage bubble is ridiculous. 360 to 380 if you're gonna go get it. If you already have it, go out and get you a refill, or maybe you can find an empty bottle and take that to the store and go get you a refill on it, man. But Louis Vuitton Imagination, my most worn, my most complimented scent of 2026 for the summertime. Beautiful. All right, listen, man, that's all my time for the day. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I rock with y'all. It's beautiful just seeing and interacting with the people that comment on my videos and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not one of those ones that leave comments unread or, whatever the case is, man. I try to reply to everybody that comments on my post, because they might have a genuine question or something that they need me to reply to right away. So sometimes I don't see them, but as soon as I see them, I get right back to you. All right, that's all my time for the day. You could have been anywhere else in the world, man, but you was here with me. It's your boy AP the Fragrance King, and I'm out.